In this video, I'll review this GMT, which I've worn for 3 years. I'll cover what I've come to like and dislike about the watch. Let's get started. To commemorate the birth of my first child, I bought this GMT as it offers a timeless design, which I know can be passed down one day. After 3 years with this watch on my wrist, what I've come to love the most is the design. It always feels fresh on the wrist. When you look down at the GMT, it's crisp to look at. The angular case with the Jubilee bracelet reflects the light in an interesting way from different angles. So looking down is always fun, and you get different bezel colors depending on the light. The way they've designed the complication makes setting and reading the second time zone very easy. When you set the GMT hand, it delivers the robust Rolex feel that gives you confidence when moving the date wheel and hands. Wearability is another strength for the Rolex GMT. Despite the hype, this watch is built to be a steel sports watch, and if you treat it like so, you'll get amazing wearability out of it. I rate the Jubilee bracelet as Rolex's most comfortable steel sports bracelet, and once sized properly, it strikes a balance of robustness and flexibility around the wrist. I've been guilty of using this watch as a lazy way of upgrading my outfit. If you're leaving the house without having time or motivation to dress up, put this guy on and it'll upgrade your outfit without having to do much. The watch works just as well with the suit as it does on the beach. I've tested this Lume at all hours after having kids. The chromal light has a blue hue which matches the color scheme of the bezel, and when the sun sets you'll get this fun pop of color from the markers. The Lume goes all night. It's been legible from sunset to sunrise, which I think is all you can ask for from a sports watch. The durability of this watch has impressed me. After 3 years of proper wear at music festivals, overseas travel, family weekends, beach, climbing, and many more adventures, the bracelet is still very clean compared to what I think an Oyster GMT would look like. Take a look at how beat my clasp is, but the bracelet is still very clean. I attribute the bracelet maintaining its crispness from the small surface areas of the Jubilee versus what other Rolex bracelets would look like after 3 years. The case has taken a few hairline scratches, but it hasn't affected the aesthetics at all in my opinion. This is why it's hard to argue against Rolex doing steel sports the best. I'll now share what I think are some of the drawbacks for this reference. The bracelet adjustability is a drawback. For me, the 5mm micro adjustment wasn't enough. I've had to get it resized twice in 3 years. It's a disappointment when compared to glide lock examples, whom I haven't had to resize in nearly 10 years. If and when Rolex puts glide lock on the GMT, I think it becomes the undeniable GOAT. One of the downsides to this watch is that it's just not for all occasions. Sometimes you just don't want to wear it because it draws too much attention. So anytime you want to fly under the radar, this Jubilee GMT stays at home. For example, if you want to go negotiate a car, go for a job interview, meet a client, it can have unintended effects on others to wear this GMT because it's so recognizable. So this GMT is certainly not suitable for a one watch collection, and I do think that the Oyster bracelet variant is a lot more subtle. I'll now share more about the Rolex Pepsi Lineage and why it's such a recognizable model. The reason this watch is so recognizable is because it's been a popular Rolex reference for 70 years. The first reference being launched in 1954 with Pan American Airlines as a tool watch for their pilots managing multiple time zones. Since 1954, Rolex continued to build on the design, releasing references that have been cherished by celebrities and Hollywood icons through time. Names like Clint Eastwood, Magnum PI, Ben Affleck, John Mayer, and Sylvester Stallone, to name a few. The GMT is undeniably one of the most recognizable Rolexes in my opinion. And I'll now share what I think is the biggest takeaway from owning this piece. The pleasure from this watch comes from wearing it. So when I initially got it, I babied it. like I think we all do when we're in the honeymoon phase with a watch. However, the watch comes to life when you wear it, and wear it for what it was meant to be, a steel sports watch. Travels, beach, hiking, anything, but just not keeping it in the safe. If you've enjoyed this video, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I look forward to sharing more about my collecting journey on this channel.